Oh, please tell me it's those guys that when they were hunting like Bigfoot, they're like, "There's a squash over there." Like they call it the squash. Oh, welcome to the Alpha Primos podcast, the show where we talk about anything and everything from All In Balls Out to Amazon Prime's Fallout. Hey, I'm Juan Solo.
And I'm the fastest gun in the north, south, east, and west. I'm JJ.
Now, this episode's called Alpha Primo, or the show's called Alpha Primos, but we're missing the Primo.
Right, yeah. We're missing our delicious little ball of sexy.
Yes, we are missing Paco. Fortunately, couldn't join us. He's in the motherland at the moment.
Getting sexier.
Yep, but don't worry, he'll be back. He will be back. So, but yes, we are missing the Primo in Alpha Primos. However, we are not missing the Alphas because during our month-long hiatus, we gained count them, two new subscribers.
Woo!
Yes, so
Woo!
thank you. You guys are the true alphas. And so, with those two new subscribers, that puts us one away from the 50 milestone.
Ooh.
Meaning
50.
We got to get ready for our 50 subscriber bonanza. We're probably not going to call it that, but
can we call it a hootenanny?
We could call it a hootenanny, but yes, we need to do our 50 subscriber hootenanny. So the last time for our 25 subscriber special, we did You Laugh, You Lose. So we'll see what we can do for the 50. Maybe we could play a different game or something. I don't know, but point is that it's coming around. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe by the time this episode drops, we'll already be at the 50th.
We'll already be in the planning phases.
Yeah, and it'll be like, oh crap, we got to do something.
Should we play Double Dare? Wait, no, we can't.
I know Paco said like, oh, we should like browse like the top pages of Reddit, and I'm like, that I will never succumb to that. That is like, I view that as like bottom of the barrel. Like I'm fucking desperate for content.
The final refuge of the damned.
No offense to the people that do it, and I shouldn't be. You guys shouldn't be offended. You guys like are obviously hitting a gold mine with that. I'm assuming you guys are making money by doing that. Meanwhile, I make no money doing what I'm doing, so who the fuck am I to say anything? But yes, we got the 50th coming up, so we'll see what we do. I'm sure we'll do something cool.
Yeah.
But all right. We got all that out of the way. Oh, I guess also briefly, might as well mention it. The reason we were gone for so long is just a bunch of stuff happened like back to back. Because I mean, one, it was the Easter holiday.
Yeah.
And then two, I was out of town for work for a couple of weeks. And then the eclipse happened. And then just, you name it, just back to back stuff. Week after week after week, and it all just kind of piled up. So that's why we were gone. Nothing happened. We're all okay. It's just life.
How did Mom and Dad visit you for the eclipse, or did you go with Mom and Dad, or?
No, I stayed home.
They do anything?
Yes, they did. I probably shouldn't mention it on.
Cool, got it. Because I didn't do shit. I didn't even have eclipse glasses, so I did the thing where you just get a bowl of water and like set it outside and just like stare at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I saw the eclipse.
Mm-hmm. But But during the totality, you can look up without the
Oh no,
glasses.
yeah.
Yeah.
During the
Oh,
totality, I
okay.
was like, "Fuck my eyeballs!" Like, let's
Yeah.
go.
No, yeah. During totality, you can see it. No, we got glasses.
I just
And
forgot. Like, it was just
mhm.
one of those where like I'll order them next time, and then just.
No, a lot of places here were giving them away like for free and
Mm.
stuff. But no, the big reason why like we didn't go out for the eclipse was that um we had a lot of outsiders, tourists, if you will, in town for the
Foreigners, if you will.
eclipse. Yeah, foreigners.
Mm.
So we had a lot of people. So because of that, like the school gave the students and staff that day off. A lot of businesses also gave
Or
everybody the day
closed. Yeah.
off. Yeah, and the reason for it was to prevent traffic because since we were going to have a lot of out of towners and this is a small town, the idea was to like control traffic. So that was something that was like they were really trying to get through to a lot of people. Like, this isn't like a vacation, it's stay home.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the main thing for us was like, well, we could just go to the air because everybody was meeting up at either like the lake or at the student complex, sports complex, stuff like that. They were meeting up there, and they were also meeting up at the college. And the thing that was cool about those areas is that they had like food trucks and stuff. So there was stuff to do like there, even if it besides just to see the eclipse, you know. And even there, I think they were giving away glasses for free too and stuff. But we considered going, but we're like, no, the crowds and stuff. So no, we just pulled up chairs in the backyard and we just saw it there.
Cool. Yeah. No, I didn't leave the apartment mostly because I didn't know what to expect. Right. Like, I
hmm
don't believe half of the bullshit TikTok tells me. But when 90% of the videos are on my For You page are saying that, like, nah, this eclipse is going to be like the fucking end of the world, right? Like, your car's not going to be able to start. You're going to try to steer left and it's going to go right. You're going to just like roll over like 20 times and it's going to automatically explode. Teslas are going to come to life and transform and just like hunt down the Allspark. So I was like, so I was like, okay, you know what? Probably better to just wait until I don't think half of this shit's gonna happen. But
Mhm.
but also like I don't want to be driving somewhere and then be like, oh okay, I need to make a left like this.
And it's funny you mentioned like the whole end of the world stuff because my coworker, you know who, she's pregnant, and so because of that,
Oh, she's
she
gonna have a
wasn't
demon
allowed.
baby.
She wasn't allowed to look at the eclipse because, and it's funny because we have like a group chat like for work,
Yeah.
and our boss asked like, why not? Like, why can't you? And she replied with Mexican myths.
Yeah, I think it's like, yeah, if he's conceived in an eclipse, it's like, oh no, that child's gonna be the devil, like,
and
or
and
something
it's
like
weird.
that. Yeah, TikTok was
Like,
giving me a
yeah,
bunch of those too.
yeah. And funny enough, because I was talking with Lily about that I'm like, it's because I remember but this was when I was in middle school. I think I was in like seventh grade. So I don't know. We're talking at least 10 plus years at this point. Shoot, I'd even say maybe like 18 years. Um, we had a lunar eclipse,
Mm.
and I only remember we had a lunar eclipse because uh mom and like grandma were like freaking out because someone they knew was like pregnant, and the lunar eclipse was happening. So I remember they were telling her like, "No, tell her she has to get a ribbon. Tell her she has to get this." And like, I don't remember what else. And I just thought like, wait, why? And my mom's like, "Oh, because of the eclipse." And it's like, "Oh, okay." But it's like no one really makes a big fuss for like a lunar eclipse unless you're Mexican. If you're Mexican and you're pregnant, like no, they'll there's a lunar eclipse, everyone's gonna freak the fuck out and stuff. And it was just funny because then at school everyone talking about it, like, oh, the eclipse, and blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And it's like, what happens during lunar eclipse? Nothing. It just gets darker, and the moon turns a different color.
Yeah,
That's it. Like that's it. And even then with the moon, it's just that they get like it turns red, but it really is like a blink and you miss it. It's not like the solar eclipse where like you it's there for like a couple of minutes, like 4 minutes or whatever.
yeah.
Whereas the lunar, it's like you have to already be looking at it, and then it changes color, and then it goes away.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, there you go. Mexicans the eclipse. We didn't sacrifice nobody.
I still love making that joke.
Yeah, no, dude.
Who we gonna sacrifice?
Whoever made that video, it's like, dude, you became a legend around here, just so you know. Everyone was quoting and sharing the video.
Pero yo, ¿por qué,
Man, it's a great video. God damn. But
yeah,
speaking
we didn't sacrifice nobody here that I'm aware of.
Right. But anyway, but speaking of great things that you can watch, we should probably talk about Fallout on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, man. Amazon Prime's quickly becoming like the one that I'm watching the most now.
They've been putting some good shit, like because you got Reacher, Invincible, Fallout.
Yeah. I barely finished Reacher today, but I just, for whatever reason, I stopped watching like when I had like 3 episodes left. I don't know what the fuck happened. I just like stopped watching it. And today I was like, Sasuke, it's time. So I knocked those 3 out. Invincible I watched like as it was coming out because I don't know when they're gonna take it away from me.
I'm almost done with Invincible. Because I think it's only 8 episodes.
It's only like 8 total, but like 4 in this drop. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I think if I'm not on episode 7, I'm on 8. I'm somewhere around there. Like I forget. But I'm on the final stretch. Reacher, I had already finished it. Fallout, on the other hand, we are 3 episodes in. Okay. We're about to start episode 4.
I am on episode 7. I need 2 more episodes and then I'm done with it. And that's only because yesterday I didn't have shit to do. Well, I mean, other than the puzzle that I was working on, which I finally finished. Follow me. Yeah, I saw that. Yes. Also, I have your Chainsaw Man puzzle. I just need to remember to give it to Paco this time. When I met up with Paco in San Antonio like 2 weeks ago, I threw it in my car, but I ended up riding with Jordan. So then when I came back, I was like, fuck! Forgot the stupid... So this time I'll remember to give it to Paco because he's coming up Friday, I think. So I'll give it to Paco.
He's got that work thing, right?
Yeah. I also saw a Jujutsu Kaisen puzzle at HEB yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just got all the characters. So I'm like...
Oh, yeah, just to quickly pivot into anime, that Spy Family movie's coming out soon.
Yeah, it comes out Thursday?
This weekend, I think.
Yeah, this weekend.
So, right now, none of our local theaters, like, have it. Like I checked, like here and like Del Rio, and none of them have it. They're not showing it right now, but I know our theater they usually post it like really late. Like, oh, by the way, we're getting this movie like to the last minute, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
However, I already saw that. I think I think Laredo's getting it, but not the Draft House. It's like the Cinemark at the mall.
Okay.
So it's like, So we're considering making a trip to go see it, but we'll see. We'll see if we decide to go because we got options because it's either watch it in Laredo or watch it in San Antonio.
Mm.
Um, Personally, I prefer Laredo just because I'm more familiar with the town, but I don't know. We'll see. Um, but yes, Spy Family,
Mm.
cool.
Yeah,
Cool, cool,
I need
cool.
to catch up on that. I stopped watching it after the first season, not because I hated it or nothing. Just you and Paco have
Mm,
my Crunchyroll, and I don't like to step on people's toes. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna back off.
and it's funny because like I'm the same way, but me, it's just I'm just so horrible at keeping up with TV shows in
uh,
general.
oh
So
yeah,
I'm
me
just
too.
kind of like,
I barely
nah,
finished Reacher.
I'm gonna fit. I'm like, nah, they'll finish it. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna like so.
Also, have
But
you been using Paco's Hulu?
mhm,
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm not going crazy because, like, so when Maggie comes to visit, she usually like watches stuff on Hulu.
mhm.
But so like whenever I see something random on there, I'm like, oh, it was probably Maggie. But there have been a few times when I'm like, what the fuck? Like Maggie wasn't here. Well, and I don't think she'd be watching The Dark Side of the Ring. Like what?
That was me. Well, correction. Technically, it was Lily because I was showing it to her.
Yeah,
Right,
but
right. Funny enough, we were actually watching it before we started recording. We were watching. I was showing her the Montreal Screwjob.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, we didn't finish it. We got halfway through it because then dinner was ready. But yes. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
it's me.
I kept thinking I was having a stroke or something. Like, fuck, do I like sleepwalk in the middle of the night and watch like something? Like,
No,
do
that was okay. So that was me, but with the HBO Max. But the thing with Max is that you could create the different profiles. Okay, well, you could do different profiles on Hulu, but we just use the same profile.
yeah,
Whereas in Max, everybody has their own individual profiles. So when I logged onto mine on the phone, on the watch history, it had like this like nada que ver thing. I'm like, what the hell? Like, and I couldn't say like, oh, pues it's because someone used it in the living room or something. Because it's like, no, we have individual accounts, so like, there was no reason for him to log on to mine to what. And then that, and it's something that like, who would watch this? Like, it was just so weird. I'm like, what happened? And then I was convinced that like, I think someone might have like hacked into the account or something. But that fear didn't last that long because that same night when I was on my phone watching, I like knocked out and I woke up watching something not que ver, and then that's when I realized what happened. I fell asleep watching it like in bed, and while I fell asleep, like I hit like to
play.
watch a different
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so there might be another explanation.
Oh.
It wasn't me, but when I'm not home, Mark can use my TV, and all of our shit is logged in on the TV, except
Mm-hmm.
Crunchyroll because I need a for whatever reason TV doesn't have a Crunchyroll app. I need a Roku or a PlayStation for it. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that he has at times gone into Paco's profile just to fuck with Paco. He's like,
Oh, okay.
I know Paco doesn't like horror shit, so I'm gonna watch like horror movies on Paco's account just so that like now it's gonna suggest horror movies every time he logs into the account.
That's a great prank. Like,
So I don't think he has logged into anyone else's account, just mine and Paco's. But accidents happen, and he might have like accidentally hit it once or twice.
but no, it's because that's the thing. It was something really like random. Like it wasn't
It wasn't anything
like
having like a Monster Hunter show,
no, because I would have remembered that, and then that, and that's something I would watch. So it wouldn't.
oh, we were watching like these fucking hillbillies try to catch the Wolfman. Like we saw like one episode. We were like 5 minutes in, and we are like, "The show's fucking great."
Mm.
Look at these fucking. I don't remember the title of the show. God damn it! Like, I'll post it in the comments once I remember. But we watched like episode 1 on Paco's account. And they're like, yeah, we're trying to catch the Tennessee Wolfman. So we built this big ass cage. And we're just gonna like leave some bait and just drop it on him. And like the opening shows them like testing out the cage, and one of them gets stuck in it. But then it cuts, like it's just a bunch of quick cuts. So me and Mark are just like laughing at it, like, damn it, Chester, you set off the trap tour. That's not even his name, but like, yeah, we saw one episode and we were like, this show is amazing. We have to tell people about it.
Oh, please tell me it's those guys that when they were hunting like Bigfoot, they're like, there's a squash over there. Like they call it the squash.
But it might be them.
Yeah, they call it the squatch.
Because they like 80% of their episodes are about like fucking Bigfoot, except for season 2, where it turns out there's an evil version of them. Like there's an evil group of monster hunters that's just like fucking with them. We haven't made it to season 2, but we were just like scrolling through the episode list because it's like, they have like 5-8 seasons, and we're like, how many fucking monsters are there? Like, because I never heard of like the Tennessee Wolfman or whatever the fuck, but like, like, come on, like, what are you catching in season 5 if we're opening with that?
Yeah.
And so we were just like scrolling through the episode list, and I catched like the description of one of them, and it's like, yeah, some a rival organization leaves their calling card, and it's like, what the fuck? They're doing like espionage tactics here, like.
Dude, it's the frowning friends from Smiling Friends.
But anyway, yeah.
Well, just so you know, the whole world's gonna run out of helium in the next couple of years. Dude, I just looked it up. Like, it's true. Like, everything he said, it's all true.
It's totally that. But yeah, me and Mark have been watching that, like, on and off, like, every once in a while. And like I said, if I ever remember the name of the show, I'll put it in the comments. Or I'll send it to you so you can put it in the description and maybe like link to the trailer so that the people can know.
Yeah, or if you do comment it, we could pin it, so it'll be fine. Either way, it'll work. Anyway, we went off on quite a tangent. Everybody wants to hear us talk about Fallout, and it's like, you motherfuckers talking about
what are they getting to the fireworks factory?
You damn hillbillies on their squash.
And what's the one in 76 in Fallout 76? It's the
the Mothman or the
they have like 2 of them because it's the Mothman and the like Bantam Beast or something like that.
I didn't
I'm
know
gonna
about.
have to look. Yeah, it's
I know about Mothman. I didn't know about the other one.
6 cryptids. The Gafton monster. The Gafton
Mm.
monster is the one that I'm thinking of. But yeah, the Mothman, is in that too. But yeah,
What'd you say it was called? The Gafted Monster?
yeah, Gafton or Grafton, Grafton.
Grafted Monster. Let me see. Now I want to see it. Oh, look
Look
at
at it.
that. It's like a blob dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think the hillbillies hunt it too. I don't know.
Hmm. Oh, there's more than one cryptid
Yeah,
in.
yeah. They added a bunch of them in one of the updates where the game
Okay.
got good.
Okay, here we go. There's the Flatwoods Monster, the Grafted Monster, Mothman, Sheep Squatch, Snallygaster, and a Wendigo.
I never heard of a Snelly guest. Let
Oh my god, the Wendigo's fucking creepy.
me see the one to go. Ooh, that is a frightening Wendigo.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. All right, maybe we should play 76 one of these days.
Right. Well, I think it's free on if not Game Pass or free, right?
Right? Yeah.
So we could play it. Yeah, we could probably
Mm-hmm.
get Paco in on it. Yeah, we'll see if the three of us can like squat up or something. Yeah, but I'd be down. And all right, and in the brief description I'm reading thegamer.com. It says that Mothman is a random encounter, like he's not a specific spot.
You can't find him. Well, you can, but he's not going to be in a specific location. Got it.
Yeah, it's a random one. Whereas the Wendigo comes out at night.
That tracks. Yep.
All right. Well,
And the
all
grafted
right.
monster, that screenshot was during the day, so that fucker just
Yeah.
lurks. He keeps
Mm-hmm.
all hours. Um, but yeah,
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Here we go. I misread that. It says one will always appear at the end of one violent night event quest. Okay, I read that as it comes out at night. No, that's a
oh,
quest. Okay. But yeah, there is like specific spawn points for it. Okay. All right. Anyway, so but all right, the show.
mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm only a handful of episodes in, but I mean, I I could tell I was going to like it just from episode one. Like
Yeah,
it
like
has a very solid like start.
it does. And well, I was talking to Emiliano. I hung out with him Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and he had heard of the show and of the games, but he hadn't watched it yet. He didn't know it was out yet. So I was telling him like, "Oh no, yeah," and Walton Goggins is in it, and he's like, "Who's Walton Goggins?" And I was like, "Oh, but." You ever watch a little show called Justified or The Shield? And like I could see that the gears were turning, but he didn't know exactly who I was talking about. And then he looked him up and he's like, "Oh, it's that guy." And I was like, "Yeah, that guy. I love that dude. Like pretty much anything he's in, I'll watch it and I'll be like, this was all right. This was good TV." Um. Oh yeah, he's also in fucking the Righteous Gemstones. I forgot that one. he's the the brother or whatever. He was a TikTok meme for a little bit. He was the one that was like, "Go outside, nerd. Go on, get. Ain't got time for your be interrupting me with your noisy chimings." Uh, but yeah, the opening is super solid. I love Walton Goggins. So like I was
Mm-hmm.
already kind of sold on just Walton Goggins alone. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get a good show out of this. And yeah, man, like the characters are great. The effects are really great. Like way better than what I was expecting for like a TV budget. I mean, sure, it's Amazon and they spent I don't know how many millions of dollars to make the shitty Lord of the Rings show, but I don't even like. Don't come at me. I haven't seen it, but I hear it's not good.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. I haven't seen it yet, but no, it's like no. Amazon, I think at this point is having the reputation of they throw money at like every single project that they get to the point that it's like, man, you threw a lot of money at this thing and it's not good. Because for me, it was their Roadhouse movie. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. For
man.
like, and let me just say the CGI on that thing is dog shit. It's terrible. And if someone is listening to this going, wait, Roadhouse? CGI? Yeah, there's CGI in this movie, dude. And it's bad.
I had much more fun with Roadhouse, but only because we were all watching it as a group and just shitting on it. Watching it that way makes it a far more tolerable movie.
No, yeah. I very much wish I was in that type of environment watching it. And no, it was. I was watching it with the ladies, and one of them fell asleep, and the other one was like half paying attention to it, like on the phone, because she was texting the boyfriend. And it was one of those like, so I'm the only one actually like
Wait, Lily has a
watching
boyfriend?
this. Very funny. Very funny.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she does. His name's Yoongi. Yeah. So I was the only one really like watching it, and it was just kind of like, man, I could have been watching the original one.
It is also on Prime.
And it's on Prime. But yeah, no, it was bad. I don't recommend the movie to anybody. And my boss, we were talking about it at work, and he told the story about like that when they like had the cut of the movie like ready because they wanted because it was produced with the intention of putting it in theaters. And so the story he was telling us was that they like showed it to like Jeff Bezos, like personally, like, and that he watched it like in his house or his yacht, whatever, and that they told him like, so I mean, we're ready to go if you want to just do some marketing and we could put it in theaters, and that he just said no hesitation, no, just put it on Prime.
That's okay, buddy. I don't
Good call.
Great call on
But
that but
anyway, goddamn, dude, we have to talk about Fallout.
Fallout good. Fallout show really good.
You think like we're avoiding it like it's a damn death claw.
Man. No, yeah. All right. So back to episode 1 with no spoilers. But yeah, from the jump, this show like takes off running. It sets up the pre-war world. So minor spoilers for anyone completely unfamiliar with Fallout. It's both the video games and the show take place in a post-nuclear apocalypse, and the start of this show is before the war and before the bombs drop. But the unique thing, and one thing that Fallout has always had going for it, is that it has a very unique art style to it, and a very like retro futuristic kind of look to all their technology and all the uh items and stuff that you can find. It's all very like 50s art deco
Mm-hmm.
kind of look, but they're also, their cars look more like the car of the future will be like blah blah blah.
Like you would say, like, think kind of like how steampunk is just kind of like a futuristic western. Fallout is like a futuristic 50s.
Yeah,
It's their version of steampunk. It's 50s style in the sense that the technology is old. I mean, their TVs are still,
like
black and
cathode
white.
tubes. Yeah,
Yeah. And even their computers is still the original like OS, the green text.
yeah, green text and everything, like
Uh-huh.
DOS. Almost even
Yeah, there you
DOS
go,
is more advanced.
DOS. Uh-huh. But they have like futuristic technology in the sense of like, they have,
The power
um
armor.
like, yeah, power armor, energy weapons, like stuff like that. It's so yeah, it's a 50s but like a futuristic 50s, if that somehow
Mm,
makes sense. Because they even have robots too and stuff, like
yeah,
functioning robots. um so but yeah, that's the best way to like describe the setting. And so I think it's fair to say we got that out of the way, that it's a good show. You should definitely check it out. And likewise, you don't need to know shit about the games to watch the show. My fiance is watching the show with me, and she has been thoroughly enjoying it. And she had no knowledge of like the games, other than just the fact that she knew that there were games, but that's about
mm,
it. She didn't know much else. So like, no, it's like it can be enjoyed without having any knowledge of the games. But so now that we've established the show's good, check it out. I think we should discuss better, what did Fallout do right that Halo got wrong.
so I I'm gonna start off by saying that I think Fallout as a series kind of lends itself a little bit better to adaptation to like TV or a movie,
Mm-hmm.
because none of the games are connected. Like in Fallout 1, you play as a character, and in Fallout 2, you're a completely different character 100 years apart. And same with Fallout 3, New Vegas. Like
Mm-hmm.
none of there's loose connections where like you might see a certain character that appeared in 1 and now he's older in 2, or stuff like that, but you're never following the same story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And uh, that's also something that uh should probably like clear up, that the show isn't following a particular game.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's its own story that's just set in that world, in that universe, if you will.
Mm. And
And
actually, I don't know. I haven't like finished the show, so I haven't like verified it myself, unless I missed it. But I don't think I've seen the year that the show takes place in overtly mentioned yet.
they say it at the beginning. They show
Uh,
it.
oh yeah, you're right. You're right. They do. Um, but yeah, it's after all of the games. It's
Yes.
after.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's at the end of the timeline so
Mm-hmm.
far.
Yes.
Yeah. So there
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yeah. So nothing the show does will step on the toes of any of the games, because I think that was something Todd Howard, who's the creative director for the Fallout games, he told them like the games are canon, like don't undo what the games did, like and stuff. And so I guess, for creative purposes, it's just easier to, well, let's just set it after, all the games, similar
Hmm.
to they it's kind of like the Witcher. Like the Witcher games take place after the
After the books,
books.
yeah.
So that way they don't, like, yeah, so it's, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, cuz yeah, it gives you more creative freedom, to do what you want, just following the rule of, don't don't ruin the
Oh,
lore of the games, or whatever it is you're basing it on. And I think that's Halo's biggest mistake. It's that I think they keep bringing up that quote from that showrunner, that he said that
right.
like
That he's
he
like,
didn't, like, fuck the games or whatever.
yeah, I
Um,
want to do my own thing or like something like that. And yeah, bro, not the. If you're doing an adaptation, I don't think that's the attitude that you want to have. Like, you have to respect the source material. It's sold and it's successful because it has something.
yeah, here we go. Here's the quote. He said, "We didn't look at the game. We didn't talk about the game. We talked about the characters and the world." And that's where, personally, I think that's where you made a mistake. In
Yeah,
that, yes, fine. It's one thing to look at the characters and stuff, but the big thing with the Master Chief in this case is that you really don't know who he is. He is a faceless character, plays by Mandalorian rules of never removing the helmet. And you guys had this guy take off his helmet because you wanted to show off the actor. So then, if that was always going to be the case, like, no, we're going to have him take off his helmet, then maybe don't have the story be about the Master Chief. Have it.
yeah, that's
Uh,
um, that's so you could still have a Halo show without the Master Chief. It's like
mm-hmm,
the something that Fallout and Halo have in common is that they both have this unique, interesting sci-fi world that you can tell a different story, and it doesn't have to be about any of the quote unquote main characters. So you could have told, a Master Chief adjacent story where like maybe you're following just random soldiers uh, during this war, and Master Chief shows up every once in a while, like Batman, and like fucking saves their asses or whatever.
mm-hmm,
And you take the focus off of Master Chief, and then you don't have to take off his helmet, and like you're still being true to the source material and telling your own story your way.
mm-hmm.
But that's not the way they went about it.
And yeah, and it's weird because, like, there was like Halo animated like stuff,
Yeah.
and they covered different stories. They covered, like, like the fall of Reach and stuff like that. So right there, that's your story. You could
Mm.
do the fall of Reach, and those characters, I'm pretty sure you could have them take off their helmets and it wouldn't be a big deal. I don't know. Halo fans, please correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I don't remember them taking, because here's the thing, I don't remember them taking off the helmet like in the game. I don't remember, but this game came out when I was in college, and for me, that was like 10 years ago. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I don't think people would have minded
Right.
if they took
It's
off the
not.
helmets, because it's understandable in their case, compared to, yeah, like Master Chief, that he's this very famous character known for, like, he doesn't take it off. It's like getting Judge Dredd to take off his helmet.
I am the law.
The love.
Yeah, and that was also a mistake back then when Stallone was Judge
When
Dredd.
Stallone took his helmet off.
um, but yeah, man, I think you hit the nail on the head that like it's the producer, it's the showrunners or the people involved that don't want to respect the source material and want to, I don't know if it comes from a place of arrogance or from just like sheer laziness. Like, I don't want to, study up on this lore or this game. Or if it's from a place of like just, I mean, I guess it would still be arrogance, but like they think that, video games are still like children's toys, where it's like, what possible story could there be in a video game? Like Mario just jumps on fucking mushrooms and hits his head on blocks. There's no story there. But like, bro, the video games have been telling some fantastic stories even back then. Like Final Fantasy and RPGs had like really great stories.
Mhm.
So like, I don't know if it's from that attitude, but yeah, just the attitude of not wanting to respect the source material or do the work to like learn some of the source material so that you could at least, understand or see like why it's a big deal that Master Chief takes off his helmet. Because I'm pretty sure that showrunner or producer put that in the script and shot that scene of Master Chief taking off his helmet and you see the actor's face and didn't think anything of it. And then, like,
And,
seeing all the discourse online and people being pissed off at the show, he was probably like, the fuck, these nerds?
yeah, and it like yeah, you brought up like I don't know if it was from like a place of like arrogance, and to me, I do think part of it is a little bit of arrogance in that there is this like no we know what we're doing, we know what we're talking about, we know TV shows, we know movies, and the only reason is because I mean look at the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. The
Yeah.
original Sonic design was like, no, this is what the kids are into. They want realistic, like, cool, gritty, like all this stuff. And it was to the point that they had showed the design to Sega, and Sega didn't like it. And they told them, like, can't you guys, like, maybe tweak the eyes or something? And, they clapped back saying, like, no, like, they want realistic. This is gonna work, like, and stuff. And it fucking didn't.
Right,
They
yeah.
rolled it back. But thankfully, they rolled it back. They realized, whoopsie, and they were able to take it back, right, and fix it. And I mean, it's right now. Sonic is on its way to become one of the best video game movie franchises out there because
I mean,
the
they're two
third
for
one just
two. Yeah.
yeah, the third one just announced that Keanu Reeves is going to be Shadow the Hedgehog.
I
So
Now I want to replay that Shadow the Hedgehog game only with like John Wick quotes. I
I'm
want
gonna need
something.
a gun.
I need something robust to end the night.
Exactly, man. But yes, so yeah, there was that mentality of like, no, this is what people want, this is what they're gonna like.
The
And
children yearn for
but
the
actually
nonsense.
but actually to go back to the quote, he said, like I'll read the quote again. He said, we didn't look at the game, we didn't talk about the game, we talked about the characters and the world. So I never felt limited by it being a game. Okay, hold on a second, because that's cap, bro, because Master Chief is not the same character in the show that he is in the game. Like, so even from a character analysis, it's still wrong. The changes you
Yeah.
made, it's not the same
This ain't the
character.
same vato, bro.
Cortana is not the same character. So they're the same in that they have the same name. but like, depth wise, characterization is off.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, man. What the fuck? The other thing that I think Fallout and The Last of Us had going for them that I don't think Halo did is that the the game directors were heavily involved. At least, well, I mean, not the original game director of the first Fallout, but Todd Howard, who's
Yeah.
the director.
Yeah, he
Who,
produced the show too. I saw his
yeah,
name on the
so
credits.
he's heavily involved, and
Hmm.
Neil Druckmann was heavily involved with the Last of Us show.
He directed some or a episode. I know for sure he directed one of them,
Okay,
one
yeah,
of the episodes. But yes.
and yeah, I'm pretty sure Halo did not have that. Well, one, the Bungie isn't involved with Halo no more, and they're the original creators
Hmm.
of it. And
Hmm.
I mean, the argument can be made that what is it, 343 Studios that hasn't been living up to Bungie's legacy in terms of Halo for the past few games. But I don't think anyone from that studio, who's taking the reins of Halo now, has been involved with the show. I could be wrong, but that wasn't something that I heard floating around the internet when the Halo show was being announced and talked about. Whereas I did hear about like Todd Howard being involved in the Fallout show, and Neil Druckmann would not shut the fuck up about the HBO show for Last of Us. So I that's there's something to that. Um, the other thing, to sort of not shit completely on the showrunner for Halo, is that Walton Goggins hasn't played or read any of the Fallout stuff. But the difference there is that he's an actor on the show, playing a character that there really isn't any lore for or like precedent for in the Fallout universe up to this
Yeah,
point,
like.
as far as I know.
Mm,
So he can get away
mm,
with not like being familiar with the lore and the
exactly. Yeah, like it's, and even if he's not familiar with it, I mean that's where the directors come in, the writers come in. That the directors can direct them and tell them this is what the character in the game was like. This is what he does, and to like, yeah, that's that's what they do. I mean, even when they were doing their casting call for The Last of Us, they were specifically trying to find people who hadn't played the games because
Mm.
they said it would be a lot easier to direct them if they didn't know anything about it because they were going to make some changes. And yeah, that makes sense. Like, you you want to handle it different because it's a different medium, right?
And
Um,
yeah, and also to that point, you don't want someone that's just doing an impression, right? Like
yeah.
you want Pedro Pascal to bring his own version of Joel, not him just trying to put on the Troy Baker voice and be like, "Ellie, we gotta get out of here," because it would just come off wrong. Like so this isn't a video game, but the movie, the Sopranos movie, the Many Saints of Newark, really good actors in that movie, and a lot of performances are fantastic. But there's one dude, and I forget his name. He's a not a super famous name yet. He's a good actor. He was in Overlord. He was the sniper that was like, I'm gonna go up to Hitler and just pop. He was that guy, and he
Okay.
played a character. Yeah, he played a character in Orange Is the New Black as well. So I know this dude is a
Mm.
good actor. Like he's a solid actor. But in the Many Saints of Newark, he plays a younger version of Silvio, and Silvio in The Sopranos is played by the drummer for oh god damn it, I forgot his name. The drummer for the fucking Boss, the Bruce Springsteen. He's Bruce Springsteen's drummer. God damn it, what?
Okay.
I don't remember his name, but like Silvio is a a weirdo kind of character. Like he has all these mannerisms and he kind of overacts a little bit, but like in the show it works, especially for his character and everything. Like it works for the show and in that context. But in the Many Saints of Newark, I don't know if this was what the directors wanted or if he was just being difficult, but in the Many Saints of Newark, he's just doing an impression of Silvio the whole time, and it's fucking weird, man. like you start to see all the flaws in the character, well, in the characterization, really, because you're like, this dude isn't real. Like I feel like that chick on the plane, that motherfucker isn't real. These guys would not be hanging out with this dumbass. Like, come on. Like, what the fuck? Uh so that's something that you that's a reason I think that you would want to find someone that's not familiar with the source material in terms of an actor, in terms of, you know, portraying a character. But at the same time, you know, like you said, a director could also just be like, yeah, don't do that. Like, play it better.
Exactly. But, but, but yeah, I guess I have been liking the memes of like the like Halo fans right now, and it's them like all like miserable and stuff.
Why should they be happy? I put one on my story. The Squidward looking out at SpongeBob and
Oh
Patrick.
yeah.
That one's also great.
Hmm. But yeah, I don't know, and like I think the general consensus with this second season of Halo is that like it's like it's better, but it's not where it should be.
It
Like
needs to be,
it's
yeah.
still. Hmm.
I've heard the
So.
same thing, that like they're making little tweaks and they're making little changes to bring it closer to where it needs to be, but like the damage is done, right? Like
Hmm.
you can't put that genie back in the bottle. We've all seen the Master Cheeks, like.
And then even then, like let's assume they do improve it, it's gonna hurt the longevity of it because it's like how are you gonna tell like someone who hasn't seen the show and wants to jump into it because they're hearing how good it is, like, oh, season 1 and 2 are really caca, so like just get past seasons 1 and 2, and then by the time you get to season 3, that's when it gets good. It's like it's like
Yeah,
it's hurt. You damaged it. It's hurt already. You know.
I
It's
mean that.
so.
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch Arrow, because everyone told me like season one's kind of, but season two and that first half of season three, chef's kiss. And I'm not waiting through 24 episodes
To
just to see like
like to see it.
16 good ones, bro.
Yeah, it's yeah, and I'm kind of the same way. Like I understand if it's like a slow burn,
Hmm.
if it's like, oh, you got to get through a couple of episodes in season 1 for like, you know, the ball to get rolling, cuz to me that's like Breaking Bad. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Breaking Bad, it's like you got to get past like episode 4. By the time you hit like, you know, episode 5 in season 1, you're golden. Um, but if you finish season 1, you're like, it's not for me. Yeah, you could just stop.
yeah. That's a good point, because yeah, I remember watching season one of Breaking Bad, like as it came out, and really having to like weigh out my options there, like for a bit, because I already liked uh Bryan Cranston a lot as an actor because I
Mm-hmm.
watched like all of Malcolm in the Middle,
Yeah.
and I really wanted to see him do this like more serious role. So I watched Breaking Bad purely based on that, and yeah, man, that first season is very slow. It's good. I wouldn't say that it's a bad season,
Mm-mm.
but yeah, there's a lot of it's world building. It's establishing the character because it
Mm-hmm.
ultimately Breaking Bad is just a long character piece. You
Yeah.
see Walter White go from, white picket fences everyman to a fucking murderous mobster
Mm.
through the course of 6 7 seasons.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to spend some time with boring Walter White for a little bit, so
Mm-hmm.
so that the heel turn is more effective.
Exactly. Mm. And yeah, and so I do think, yeah, the Halo, even if it does improve, I do think it's already like a tainted
I
legacy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they should probably. I don't know how many seasons they have planned for it, what they're gonna do, but if it ends, I think that what they should do is they want to keep, making live action shows in the Halo universe. I think they should not reboot it with the Master Chief, but reboot it and do a Halo ODST.
Yeah.
So that way you're following a different team, but it's still, someone from the games that people that like the games will be familiar with, and they can have a more accurate adaptation.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, and that might be the best course of action for for Halo at least. But I mean, let's see how it goes because to my understanding, like other upcoming video game projects. I mean, well, I mentioned earlier, but yeah, Sonic's getting a third movie. I mean, actually, it's getting a show. They're getting Knuckles.
Knuckles, right? Doesn't that come out like
Yeah,
tomorrow or something?
it comes out this month. Yes, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what day specifically, but yes. But yeah, we got the Knuckles show, and then I heard that Sony is trying to do like a God of War
I've heard that too.
series.
Yeah, that's been rumored.
Um, but it's gonna be the new God of War, not the
Not a
original. Yeah, from
Zeus, your son
yeah,
has written. Not that one. Okay,
yeah,
got
not PS2 God of War,
it.
PS4 and PS5 God of War.
Man, I like
And
PS2 God of War.
yeah, me too. Um, and and they also wanted to do a Ghost of Tsushima something. I don't know if it was gonna be a movie.
That'd be cool. I would totally
Mm-hmm.
be down for a Ghost of Tsushima. I think with Ghost of Tsushima, you can stand to make it shorter. You can stand to.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be okay doing a movie
I
with
mean,
Ghost of
the
Tsushima.
game is already inspired by like
Right.
those old school samurai movies, so
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think a movie would fit just with the modern
it's just
look.
to boil it down to like very bare bones. It's it's just Rocky Four. It's Rocky Four. Foreigner shows up, kills Apollo Creed and the rest of the samurais, and Rocky survives, and then he he trains in the darker arts, eh, and eventually, beats the shit out of Mongolian Drago.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I've had a lot of sugar today.
Alright. Mhm. Let me see. I looked up a big list of like stuff. Oh, there's that Borderlands movie that's coming out, but I'm
Fuck.
not.
Yeah, that one is.
I don't. I don't know.
Going back to Emiliano, when I was hanging out with him, we did also talk about Borderlands, and he was the same. He was like, "Man, I love the games, but this movie, oh." And I was like, "Yeah, you know which character like blew my mind?" Because he was complaining about Kevin Hart, which makes sense because he's Roland. Kevin Hart's playing Roland, and Roland's supposed to be,
Mhm.
like 7 foot
Very
tall, and you can't
serious.
teach
Yeah.
that. Yeah, and very serious. Um, but but he's being played by Kevin Hart, and I was like, yeah, you know which one also like kind of threw me for a loop, and he was like, who? Jamie Lee Curtis, and he was like, oh yeah, she's in that. Who's she playing? Dr. Tannis. And he was like, hmm, I like Jamie Lee Curtis, but I don't think she's Dr. Tannis. Like when I see Dr. Tannis in the game, I'm like, Jamie Lee. That's got Jamie Lee written all over it. uh, I don't know. Fingers crossed that it's good, but I'm not
Yeah.
expecting much.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much from that movie either, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, my go to like, no, I've been wrong before was Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Like,
You're right.
so, but
Because I
so
was really wrong about that.
but yes, as far as upcoming like gaming shows, was yeah, we had Twisted Metal. They confirmed the second season.
Fuck yeah.
Knuckles. Um, there's gonna be, I think, an animated Devil May Cry on Netflix.
Cool. All right. Yeah. I'm down for more Devil May
Um,
Cry.
and apparently they're working on a Tomb Raider show.
Okay. We tried
And
3 times with Tomb Raider.
with movies, right?
Yeah, well,
Because you
yeah,
had the
no, yeah, we
two
did
Angelina
2
Jolie
Angelina
ones,
Jolies and the reboot,
and then
the
the
Square
yeah,
Enix version with
the
Vikander.
chick from yeah, Deus Ex, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Alicia
and then
Vikander, is that her? Something like
yes,
that.
yes, you got it.
Okay.
Oh, The Witcher, but it's not gonna have Henry Cavill.
Right, it's got
And
the one of the Hemsworths, not
yeah,
not Thor. One of the other ones.
Liam,
Is it
Liam
Liam?
Hemsworth. It might be.
It's probably Liam. It's probably Liam. Liam's the one that
Mm,
I always assume, but I think he has
mm,
another. They have another brother that like also works, and I'm like, oh, what if it's that one?
Now, as far as movies go, supposedly Donnie Yen's working on a Sleeping Dogs movie.
Ooh,
Mm,
ooh,
yeah,
yes.
it says here he last talked about it in 2021.
I am so down for a Sleeping Dogs movie.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
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 especially with Donnie Yen, I'm down.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, for those of you that don't understand the reference, it's like oh, I don't know how I can put it. It's like when they said that Ryan Reynolds was going to be Deadpool. You just kind of just go, yes, like that works. Um, Five Nights at Freddy's is getting a sequel.
I'm not big on it, but okay, yeah.
I'm. I want to say I'm big on it, but I didn't hate one. It's a flawed movie, yes, but it entertained me.
Okay,
Um,
that's fair. That's fair.
Death Stranding
Ooh,
is getting a
okay.
movie. Yeah, and Kojima is involved, and we're getting another Super Mario Brothers.
Yes. All right.
I'm leaving. There's a lot more, but like I'm leaving a lot of these out only because I'm like, time, and I haven't heard of some of these, man. To the point that it's like I don't know if these are even happening. But we'll
Right.
see. We'll see. But all right, I guess that'll do it for us. Let us know in the comments what you all like about Fallout and what you hope to see in the future in regards to gaming, TV shows, movies. I know we've asked this before, but we want to hear it again, damn it. All right. But that's it. We'll wrap things up here then.
All right.
All right. Catch you all on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
Actually.
All right.